Hello, hello. Sound is working well this morning. That is awesome. I am doing D&D in the Sven Zone. I am Svenster77, also known as Sven. I've been Sven for about, gotta do this math in my head, 30 years or so. You guys are you feeling the dice? Or, yeah, let's do the dice. Why not? Definitely better than Starfinder. Background for a D&D stream, if you know what I mean. So today we're going to be looking at our underground campaign. Mr. Drake Takes, welcome, welcome. Let's give Mr. Drake a little quote. One of my favorites. Go off to get your teeth cleaned. Hey, if the dental hygienist is cute, you can bring some Oreos with you and eat them in the waiting room. That's a good trick I learned. And Atomic is here as well. For those of you watching later, if you like the live D&D shows, Drake is one of the best ones out there. He may not be the most financially backed, so he doesn't have all the production crews and 15, 20 camera angles and all that crap. But when it comes to an actual people playing, having a good time, enjoying themselves, laughing, um, doing a good job role playing, Drake Takes is one of the best, and his crews are typically really good. Follow him. It's all one word, Drake Takes. Of course, you can always check out my streams. I will let you judge those on your own. Um, I have lots of different things. Come to my Twitch, and you can see the schedule, or just go to YouTube, search Spencer77. I have things from these type of prep videos to live play D&D, live play Starfinder, Magic the Gathering Arena, and then a handful of other things scattered in there every once in a while, just for the fun of it. And of course, Atomic Hero Squad, awesome individual. Check him out every morning, Monday through Friday. Atomic_Hero Squad is the way you find him. Again, lots of different games. Why didn't that work? Oh, it helps if I spell the word look at correctly. Um, try that one more time. There we go. No, maybe. There we go. Yeah, lots of different games. Interacts well with his community. Has some nice little things that you can purchase with your channel points. Give some Atomic Hero Squad some love. All right, so today we're going to be looking at our underground campaign. They were captured. So I have been using the calendar as my main DM tool for, as opposed to the story, because while the storyline exists, it's more along the lines of they're traveling through the Underdark, and so I've been using the calendar. You can see here there's a couple red marks, which means that the players can use it, can see it, Which one is this one, by the way? Oh, it's just her birthday. But after the summer solstice, this is the only one because they were only there for one day, and then they went down to the Underdark, or captured. Um, they have no idea how long they've been captured for because they were drugged the whole time, either magically or um, chemically or both. Sometimes physically, just beating the crap out of them until they passed out. Appreciate the lurk, Drake. Thank you so much. But they don't. There was no real passage of time for them. I had each one of them wake up once during their trip and see something because they traveled 4 days, even though they didn't know this, to get to the prison they were kept in. In the back of this wagon, it had bars on it. So I had each one of them wake up at different times, open their eyes, see something of interest, and then move on. And then fell back asleep. Um, when they got to the prison, it was the same thing. They were kept drugged. They were kept knocked out. They would be woken up, forced to eat. Some of them were forced to go do some labor, and then they would come back and be knocked out again. So and because there's no sun underground, there was no real passage of time. They weren't really sure what was happening. So it was my job as DM to try to keep track of all that. And I do that with the calendar. So you can see here, once they got into the actual prison, let me change my scale so you guys can read this a little bit better. So you type in /scale, SCALE, UI, all together one word. I'm going to go up to 105 because the text is pretty small. So you can see the time. I use military time, and it doesn't matter which one you do. Uh, just put in the major things that happened that day, um, and that's how I kept track of everything. If you don't have captives, I still use a calendar on all my campaigns but I just put it down here in the player section, and that way the players can go back and catch up. Like my Starfinder campaign, I've been keeping up with that since for day one, so they can go all the way back. I think it's 2.5 weeks now in game time. Find out exactly what happened every day. Um, so, having said that, let's see. We are now on ended 6-9. So here we are. This is where we ended. They ended in an Orc Raider building. It's a pretty cool map. I had the map already, but I added light and the lighting and the water effects. You can't. It's harder to see because they're not in the light. Here, let me turn the light. But that's how it looks with the lighting on. There's lights, lanterns in here. There's torches around the bridge, and some torches down here outside. If you unlock it, you can then turn off the lighting. So this is what the map looks like. Again, you got the treasure. Of course, they saw the treasure chest. I didn't have them roll perception or anything. The players. So it was like, ooh, is that a chest? And so they had come from. As you can see, boom. I added to the map as well. So they had come from up here. I added all these little rocks. I added the walls. I added the little mushrooms and things. There's lighting on them too. They are glowing mushrooms. Turn the lighting back on. Did I turn them? I thought that it's making me a liar. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there we go. There we go. So there. Anyway, so I have one patch of them were glowing, giving off a little light. So they came from down here. What was what I was trying to say? And as soon as they saw this part, they dove into the water. Um, they're traveling with a fish man, a Kuotoa, and so he got into the water as well. Um, this guy right here, named Shushar, Mr. Fishman, um, he got into the water, of course, just to hydrate himself, hydrate his body. When he stays out of the water for long periods of time, and the scales start to flake and get all dried out. So anyway, so they came in here, and there's all this stuff in here. Um, some I added like the bodies, the corpse pile and stuff. Um, and this is where we left off. They were here. But there's a lot of fun messing with this map. The original map was a good map, well drawn and done and stuff. I added the line of sight and I added the outside walls. So there were some places where they could see and where they couldn't. I didn't want all these other openings, so I added some extra walls in. That's also on one of my videos. So you go back a couple, probably about a month and a half ago or so. Uh, so it would have been about 31, 32, episode 31 of the session 31, 32. Take a look at that time frame. All right, so they're gonna travel, and then they're gonna end up back here because it comes to a dead end, the path they're taking. So then they're gonna come back. All right, well, I'm glad I checked because I was not prepared for this. Mentally, I know what I'm doing, and I've read through. I'm going to have them come upon a hidden temple, um, but I had not planned it, so we're going to do that today. So they come back here at 10:30. Again, they don't know no concept of time. Now that they're traveling, they have a little bit more idea of a time. But for example, they rested at 5:30 in the morning, and then started up again at 2 in the afternoon. But again, they don't know those. They don't know these things, um, and so I'm pretty much having them travel till they get tired, 10, 12, 13 hours, 14 hours or so, and then they're resting 8 to 11 hours, and then traveling again because they have no time keeping devices. They have nothing. They're traveling hard, walking through these caves, climbing over fallen debris, climbing up rocks, climbing down rock slides and up and down and stuff. So they're wearing themselves out physically a lot. After probably a week or two of doing this, I will extend the amount of time they can travel throughout the day. because their bodies are starting to get used to it. They also aren't eating very well compared to like being up above where there's lots of game and or towns where they can eat. They're scavenging, eating things like mushrooms and lizards and insects. Well, there's not a lot of those down here either. Um, anyway, they come back to the building on the 4th, and then at 12:15, 15 minutes after midnight, they come upon a long tavern, big, huge cavern, where some Tamask clusters are growing. So, um, let's find out what Tamask do. I will make that image real quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that because there's not going to be an actual encounter here. The reason I do this is I like to throw maps at them. Otherwise, they get into the mindset of, oh, there's a map. That means there's a fight. This group, I've gotten away from that a little bit with in my other campaign. I'm going to be starting to do that a little bit more. Um, but anyway, that's the point. So let's go to our Tamask, find out what Tamask is. Items. There's a couple different ways of doing that. With this campaign, I'm pretty sure Tamask is going to be listed in my as an item. It is, although I don't like the source. So let's see what it says. Creature subjected to this toxin is automatically poisoned for a minute and is confused. The poisoned creature. Oh, nice. So it's a toxin that's inhaled. So they dry it out, crush it, and you can blow it on them. Cool. So I'm going to leave it this way. Leave it the way it is. I'll go ahead and add this to my calendar. So I have it, my storyline here. So I have it readily available for me. So let's go ahead and look at our images. And I think they're just some basic. I like the idea of the basic fantasy grounds battle maps. They've got some Underdark tunnels. Let's see. Let's check out this one. Check out this one. Check out this one. This one. And this one. All right. No, I don't care for that one. This is. I think this is the one I'm going to use. I'll double check. Let's take a look. Oh, that one's not bad. A little side cavern with mushrooms growing in it. It's a choice. That's a choice. All right. Any ideas, chat? You guys like the one with the side cavern or the lake? Which one? Go. Yeah, I don't like those. For this. This one has. This is really good for a carrion crawler attack because you have this being a chasm. All right, so we're going to do a roll off here. This one is probably my favorite if I had to say there was such a thing. So I'm going to give this one 1 to 8, this one 9 to 12. 12 it is. All right, so we're going with this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, make it a little bigger so we can see what's going on. Second of all, we go to our, open this up, go to your grid. It's a good habit of getting into is to check the grid first thing when you come in. So with this, I'm actually, this means it is 5, 10, 15, 20. I want it to be about 30 to 35 feet. So we're going to make this a little smaller. How about 40? Maintain the aspect lock, otherwise you get weird shapes and you don't want a weird shaped grid. Side cavern. Okay, well, hey, chat overrides the die every time. Boom. We'll go back to the side cavern. Trust me, I'll be using all of these at some point, so there we go. All right, so the first thing we like to do, like I said, is to check the grid. You open up with the lock, come here to where it says grid over here on the right, and then turn it on. Think. There we go. So I want this cavern, this is 10, 20, 30, 30 feet across. Do I like it 30 feet across? Do we want it more? I think we're going to have it a little bit more. Let's go with, again, with 40. See how that feels. That added 10 feet. 40 feet, I'm picturing it in my mind. 40 feet is a pretty decent size. All right, so that's good. I'm going to have it grow around this water, the Tamask grow around the water and grow in here. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so want to check, see if we have line of sight. They do. They already built that in. Good. So the cool thing is, go back to play. We're not going to be using this Y for this map, for this encounter, but I don't have to worry about blocking it off or hiding it or doing any of those things because with line of sight, they're only going to see where they are. So the way I'm going to play this, this is not, again, they don't know there's no encounter here. And as D&D players, the DM doesn't bring out a map unless there's an encounter. Unless you're me. So they're expecting there to be creatures. They're expecting there to be a fight. This is probably the third. Yes, this is number third map I've had them since they've been underground that did not have a fight. One was a lava cavern where they found some other lichen growing. Another one was a cliff they had to climb, big 70-foot cliff. So I'm trying to get them, I don't want them to expect every time there's a map, there's a fight. And that way there are different things I can do things like surprise them. I can do things like that, make it more interesting, I think. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and leave this here. So now let's go ahead and go to let's add our Tamask. Again, we don't want to spend a lot of time on this because they're just going to be finding the Tamask and moving on. So the map doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to link the map first, though, because that is pretty important. being able to find the thing. So what you do is if it didn't do anything, the green means it is identified, item identified. So they would see no dark. This is what they would see when I share them the map. Is it a big deal? No. I like to be particular. So this one I'm going to just put traveling. That's it. No clue. No, I don't want them to have any idea of what's going on. So now when I share it with them, that's what they'll see. They'll see the word traveling. When I pull it over here, image traveling. So they're going to come around the corner, see this thing here. I do want to add a little bit of water effect here. So we go to our effect. We're going to go to add effects layer. We're going to go to, I think I'm just going to put water. I might do ocean because ocean is a little bit different look to it. All right, so you can see it's got this wavy effect. We're going to enable the mask, and then we're going to reveal area. If you hold down Alt, you can freely draw. There we go. So there's wavy stuff in here. I'm going to put a couple of the mushrooms underneath it, under the water, so they will be wavy, just to add a little bit more effect to this area. All right, now let's find our mushrooms. What everybody has been waiting for. Got our assets. So there's a bunch of them. We have a couple different choices here. So right now my box is too big because I did the scale UI and changed it. So all you do is you just pull it to the top, grab it down here, shrink it. I like to have it as big as I can so I can expose as many of these as I can at once. The other thing you can do, as you can see it's still too big, is you can hold down Control, left click, and pull it, and it will change. You can do that with any image, any window in Fancy Grounds. Okay. All right, so let's try this. I don't remember if it was fungus or nope. Let's try mushrooms. Nope. Okay. Do I have to mask in here? No. Okay, I didn't think so. Some of the Underdark fungus are I do have in here, so just checking. Anyway, so I know it's under. Oh, we're in tokens right now. That's why. Go back to all. Now let's try it again. Fungus. Musher. Here we go. This is the ones I was looking for, the little mushrooms. So to mask, if you remember the picture has looks like that. Brown with yellow stripes. So we're going to go with, I like this one the best as far as looks. Coloration may not be perfect. But it's close enough for what we're trying to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to open up our painting, and add a painting layer. We'll keep this open for inspiration down here. Open up our painting layer. Add a painting layer. We're going to say, call it, come on, to mask. We're going to drag this into our brush, and then we're going to change it and try to get go to here with the tint. Now it's already got a lot of red, so what we'll do is we'll go to our dropper, go to, let's just say right here, get that lighter greenish color, and then we're going to bring down the red because it started with a lot of red. And that makes it blue. Okay, so that's pretty close. Pretty close. Let's see, make it. What happens if we make it yellow? No, I like the original. I like what we did before. All right, so we're gonna go down here. Let's see if we make it the really light stuff. So you just play with it. Find a color you like. That's pretty close. And now, these are pretty big if I remember right. Let's go to our does it say, no, it doesn't say anything here. But if we go to our library, we're done with this. We come down to our book that has this in it and go to the reference manual. So you click on the book over here, reference manual over here, and index here is, I don't know if there is an actual, it's not. So what I'm looking for is the fungus, which if I remember right is in where we are now. Into the Darkness, chapter contents, fungi of the Underdark. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, so we're looking for closing all this down. So we're looking for, this is edible. I know he's not edible, but here it is, Tamask. A Tamask is a 2-foot tall toadstool with orange and red stripes. Uprooting or destroying it causes it to expel a 15-foot radius cloud of poisonous spores. They must make a 14 con save or be poisoned. While poisoned, they are under the effect of a confusion spell for 1 minute. So I'm going to take this section right here. I'm going to go ahead and close my assets for now. Let me look at this picture real quick. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. No, not really. Cool. All right, so we're going to stick with the picture I have. Again, we're going to pin this into this section. Boom, story. So I've got all my links that I want all together so that as a DM, I don't have to go searching for it like I just did. I'm ready to go. And then, let's see, what is this? Okay, cool. This is also a good link to have in here. That also links the hazard. So I'm going to put this over here, link that part on the map itself. Okay, and here's the spell. Does it have the table? There's the table. I'll go ahead and put the table here. So it's a 2-foot tall fungi. Each of these squares is 5 feet. So this will be, again, 2 foot tall is an average, so it doesn't have to be. Aspect lock, we do want to keep it about that way. So we're going to go ahead and just add some of these in here. Bink. Oh, I forgot stamp. Go to stamp. Right now, before I was in line, it just draws a line. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do the line first. Just do some, just to do like a base. There we go. Got a couple there. Go over here, turn off our lighting. Boom. So we can get a better idea of what we're looking at. Uh-oh. Lost our shrooms. All right. And that's good because I was going to change up the color a little bit anyway. A couple times because these are not all exactly the same color. So we're going to make these a little bit lighter. Okay, go to stamp again. Now we go to stamp. We're going to make these ones 0.7 aspect lock. Turn it a little bit. Boom. Okay, now we're still in the same layer. Now we're going to, where the mouse wheel is, click down on the mouse wheel and you can move the whole map. So we're going to add some more of these over here in this cave. Now I'm going to turn it. And now we're going to change the color again. And change the size. You can also hold Control to change the size. And we're going to Shift to change the orientation. I don't mind if they're going over each other. That's just fine. Okay, and I'm going to bring some of these down here. Make it a little bit smaller. Just do a little cluster. Of them down here. All right. Now, last thing I wanted to do, we're going to throw some here. Last thing I want to do is put this under the water. There you go. See? So now you can see that there's water actually there. I like the distress of the room. I don't really think I need to do anything else to the room. Or you could. I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do. But I'm going to go ahead and leave this the way it is. I'm going to throw a couple. Actually, no, I don't think I'm good. These are this type of thing is something that I can really what does it go down the rabbit hole with and just throw little baby ones in here every once in a while. But again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time because we're going to just do a flip. They're not going to spend that much time in here. So we don't want to spend 45 minutes on something that they're only going to be there for 10. All right, so there you go. There's our room. We've got our fungus. Actually, I'm going to make this a lot bigger. And we're just going to put like a large one here. Shift it a little bit. Make one a little bit more orangey. A little less orangey. There we go. All right, so there we go. We have our Tamask in a couple different spots, a couple different places. If they touch it or disturb it, then the spores will come out. Otherwise, they can try to harvest it carefully, carry it with them, and then we're good to go. All right, so that one is done. Zoom, put it back where I want it to be. I'm going to start them like up here. I'm just going to throw, where's our, we're still in our Tamask layer. Boink. Bring it down. Just going to throw some. Turn down the opacity. These are a little bright. To, let's say 175. All right, like I said, it's a rabbit hole. I need to get away. I need to go away before I get lost again. All right, so there we go. Got our Tamask encounter set and ready. Now they're going to come upon the Oozing Temple. So we'll take a, this is what the DM map looks like. Boink. And this is what their map looks like. So they start down here. So looking at the grid, it looks good. It's a little bright for me. So I'm going to go to the grid, go here to where it says color picker, and a couple options. It's already down to 102, so it's half bright as it normally is. Normally it's that bright. I think I'm just going to change the color. We'll go up a little bit, but we're going to change the color to this brown. There we go. So it's back at max, but it's a lot more subtle. Make sure our line of sight was drawn. I can almost guarantee it was. It was. Okay, good. All right, so the characters realize a fallen rock is buried both ends of the passageway. There's a new passage that's opened in one of the walls, offering a possible escape route. Okay. Um, let's see. I think we're going to start with. I'm going to put a token on there to cover this up a little bit. Actually, no, I'm just going to describe it, what happens, and then I'll put the map on there after this has already happened. Why go through the extra work? I'll explain as you're traveling along. Earthquake. Nice, nice, nice. Rest. There's an encounter during the rest. So what I've done is I had ran on these random tables to determine what they're doing and where they're going, and what happens. So let's go ahead and go to our let's see. Story. Again, I could use the library and use the reference manual. Instead, I'm just going into the story, going to the chapter that they're in. Here's the travel. Here we go, the encounters. What I'm looking for is the random encounter table. I could also look in the encounters, under tables. That might be faster than anything else. Let's see. So all the random encounters. Here we go, random encounter table. Terrain encounters. Creature encounters, all right. So I'm going to pull this up. Don't know that I'm going to use it, but let's give it a shot and see what it gives me, and then we will adjust from there. I just moved it. What happened? We're going to kill this one for now. Here it is. Click on the roll. It rolls for me escaped slaves. So they themselves are escaped slaves. It's been like 3 days. So I'm going to re-roll. Too soon. They will definitely run across some. Society of Brilliance, they've already done. They just did that before the orcs. Spore Servants. Okay, this is better. So he doesn't have the NPC linked here. So we just go to NPCs. I don't think this is going to be an NPC because what you do... Oh, it is. Okay. Well, I was going to say, because you have to take the type of creature and then make it a spore servant. They already know what a Quaggoth is. Let's check out the CRs of these guys. This is a CR1, a moldy Quaggoth, and a regular Quaggoth. I don't know why they have these. Okay, so it's a spore servant, but it's still a Quaggoth, not a fungus. These are not myconids, and it's weird that they would use those tokens as them. All right, so let's see. Sunlight or fire damage destroys yellow mold infestation. Okay. He has claw attacks. So let's take a look at the regular Quaggoth and see how much it's changed. A regular Quaggoth is challenge rating 2. Still does the same amount of damage. I'm going to keep this wounded trait. So we're going to go to plus. We're going to go down here to traits. We're going to go plus. We're going to go unlock. This one is read only. All right, so I took this from out of the I don't know which Monster Manual, I believe. So let's go to the mini dungeons. Open. There we go. All right, and so now I'm definitely going to switch this token to the Quaggoth token, like it should be. All right, so now we're going to take this Wounded Fury. Shift to highlight it. Control C. Boom. Control A for this whole bit. Control C. Control V. Boom. All right, so now, so this guy's going to come wandering into where they're sleeping. All right, so they typically rest for about 10 hours these days. So I'm going to see how far into, oops, let's lock this. There we go. How far into the rest it is. Eight hours. Okay. So that would be at 10 o'clock. The party is still resting, although they have received the benefit of a long rest. When a Quaggoth appears. All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, you come here to the back to our story. Did I close it? Here it is. Boom. So with the random encounters, it then goes into detail for some of them, and I think this is the terrain encounters. Here we go. spore servants. One or more creatures killed and reanimated by the spores. Observe the characters as they pass by. Spore servants don't communicate and don't attack except in self-defense. Okay, so oh, there's a table as to which ones they were. So I already picked the Quaggoth, so I'm gonna say there are. I'm just gonna say there's 2. Okay. They don't attack. Okay, so they pass by. Gotcha. Close all these down. When a pair of Quaggoth appears upon closer examination, perception. So looking at my handy dandy cheat sheet, for difficulty checks of their level, or difficulty checks rather, it should be a pretty easy difficulty check. That's cool. To break or burst items. Oh, here, that's. I was just looking for that the other day. Okay. And I couldn't find it. Now I know where it is. All right. This does not have that in it. Here it is. I want to say it's 10 is an easy check. 12 is a little difficult. Why is my light being weird? All right, I'll mess with that in a minute. You guys can. All right, so very easy is 5, easy is 10, medium is 15, hard is 20. So easy is 10. I'm going to say it's an easy check. Oh, I almost don't even need them to roll it, but I am going to. Perception DC 10. Fungus and mushroom. Fungus and lichen can be seen growing under the Quaggoth fur, replacing the fur in odd shaped patches. Not my best work, but close enough. All right, so we've got this stuff growing all over them, and there are different. Let me do. Let's see that there. Where does this plug into? Okay, so the plug is fine. All right, now it's wanting to work again. Yay. Okay. And now it's being weird again. I just need to check one last thing, guys, and we'll get back onto this. All right. So now it's just sort of waking out on me. There we go. I'm going to fix this because there's a glitch in this. There you go. Gats to fix it. All right, there we go. So we have our two. Let's go ahead and make an encounter. Boom, encounters. So I'm surprised I don't have. Let me look. I'm curious to see how I built my other encounter. Where I put it, I should say. Is it in uncategorized? Work Raiders, there it is. Okay. So we're going to fix that. We're going to go here. We're going to go make a new category in our encounters section. And we're going to go down here to the new one where it says group one. Hold on, why isn't it? Edit. There we go, edit groups. So I'm going to put the number 1 here so that way it'll be on the top. You can also do like an asterisk or an exclamation point. I'll put it right up at the top of the list. And we're going to say traveling through the Underdark. So now I go here, traveling through the Underdark. I go to my uncategorized. I down click on this and I take my orc raiders, throw them up here into the up here. Okay. I'm actually going to change this name to the day of the week. So this was 4th flame rule. Close it. So the new one I'm going to make for this is going to be 5th flame rule. Quaggoth spore servants. We take our spore smoldy spore servant, boom, make this 2. And unlock it. Then we take it and we want to link it up here. So now we need a place for this to happen. Let's go back to our images. All right, so we're done with the Oozing Temple for the moment. Go. Close this. We have our encounter ready. Close it. And close that. All right. Close this. All right, so what we need is a map for this. Let's go to images, go to assets. Images. Let's just go with CAVE. That way, cavern will populate. I have a bunch of these. Let's see what time we got. All right, I know we're just over an hour. Let's see. See, so we've got these cool battle maps here. We can block off some of these. I got this nice cave complex here. Or I could just build one. And I'm half inclined just to build one myself. It would not take that long to do. Got a couple different ways of doing it. Got this neat little cave lair. So this is just what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it be. I think I'm just going to make it unless something else comes along. Let's take a look and see. No, I don't like that one. So my thought was, if I end up building it myself, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it be like a long, wide space with an upper ridge. And so there, up on this ledge, looking down. All right, so what we're going to do is going to go here to our images, go back to our assets. We're going to go back to, let's see, instead of doing what we just did, let's go to our fantasy grounds. Decal, interior maps. Oh, we want underground. Here we go. Underground map pack 2 or underground map pack. I think it's in the first one. Let's see. Brushes. All right. Backgrounds. Tiles. All right, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go over here to images. I don't think I have any special one for them. I don't. So we're just going to go to uncategorized. Very cool. Click, create item. So this one is just going to be the same thing. Fifth, same rule, cavern. All right, and what's the first thing we do? That's right, we go to our grid, 50 by 50. They say 100 by 100 is the way to go. I'm just gonna stick with 50 by 50. Show the grid, and now we're gonna take. I like the idea of this thing being a part of it. So we'll go here, drop this in here, boom. Zoom out a bit, turn down the grid just a bit. We'll fix it. We'll get the color we want and everything else later. We're going to take this, go to layers. Actually, it doesn't matter which way it goes. So this is 10 feet. We're going to make it much bigger. We're going to go by it to keep the aspect lock. I like that. We're going to make it, I want this to be about 20 feet wide. So that's 4. Keep the aspect lock. Boom. There we go. So this is going to be the edge of our map. We'll line it up with the grid. Boom, boom. And I'm actually just going to duplicate this and enlarge it. So, well, no, that wouldn't look good. Let's see. So we have a room. What I'm looking to make is just a large like passageway. And I could go by the two walls. All right, so I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. I think I'll just go back to the brushes then. Let's see. See what this looks like if we throw this puppy in here. Right now it's a 3x3. Boost this up to, let's just double it. Oh, I'm in this layer selection, click 6. Okay, I wanted the aspect lot ratio there. Okay, let's go reset. There we go. All right, so now we spin it around. We go hold control to let it move. Put it here, and then we put this underneath. All right, let's go to our brushes. I think the brush is going to be easier. So we can use a tunnel. Boom, we go back to our paint. Or back to a paint, add a paint layer. And then we're just going to make it big. Let's make it really big. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm going to get rid of this one completely. Transition to this 4. I want this 8 because it needs to be double. And then we flip it. There we go. I'm actually want it to be a little bit bigger. No, I'm going to leave it because then I can just add to it. Their ledge will be above it. All right, so again, you don't want to go, you try to ignore the image and go where the quill touches, and that's where you start drawing. So we're going to start right here, and I'm going to overlap just a tiny smidge, and all I'm going to do is just awesome. Just erase this. Okay, back to our line tool. We're going to spread this out. There we go. We're going to flip it. Is it correct now? Yes, it's correct. Erase. Line tool. Okay, here we go. Right along this line, right to there. Boom. And we'll go to here. All right, and then we're going to go back to this one. We'll go back to our layers. Back to this guy. We're going to duplicate it. Duplicate. We're going to take the duplication. Teeth are all clean. Woohoo! Awesome. Now you can go back to dirtying them again. And we're going to flip it and close off our little line here. All right, so now we have our line, our cavern. And now we're just going to draw another, we're going to add another space up here where they're sleeping. Actually, we'll do it down here. This is where they're sleeping. So we'll go back to the assets. Let's see. Just do a wall. There we go. So we'll throw this. Brush. Back to our painting. Back to our brush. Okay, so actually I think I messed. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're going to make this one ledgy. This one was the tunnel, or the, yeah, come on. Tunnel. Ledgy. So now we go to ledgy. All right, so now we're going to, all we're doing is we're just going to sort of, there's this opening as they're walking across. They see it, they climb up, and they go into it. So we're going to have it start right here. Let's see how it draws. That's how I want it to draw. Good. Escape. Again, you want to go right. Well, let me see. If I put this on in this. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. Is exactly where it would draw. So it is drawing with the drawing going to above it, right from the point of the quill. So we're going to go right there. And it's going to come out for about 20 feet, travel for a little bit. Poop. Okay. And then come down and join back up. So again, if you do this, you want to start back, overlap a little bit. There we go. All right, so right now this is underneath. If we put it on top, how bad is it? No, it's going to go under. Okay, good. So now we just need a floor, which is easy because we have those in our map pack, in our tiles. No, that wasn't it. Where was it? Backgrounds? Yeah, there it is. All right, so move, slide this on over. Again, you can hold the mouse wheel. You can use this. A couple different ways of doing it. We take this, slap it here. So now we're going to just go to our layers, and I'm just going to slap this puppy in here. Right now it is 25 by 25. Well, let's see. I'm on my stamp tool, so let's see where it is. I have, well, we'll bring it down. The width is pretty close, but this only needs to be about 10. So let's see what happens if we stick it right here in the middle. And then we go down below. And if you want to, if you're like me, you can shrink it so that it fits. There we go. Players won't be able to see it because line of sight anyway, but there you go. So now you've got your ledge. I like that it's a little different color because that way it's a ledge. You know, it's another way of showing that it's different. Perfect. And while we're here, let's see what our decorations are. See if we want to add any interesting things. I do want to break up this a little bit. So I'm going to throw some rocks on here. Let's change, go to the layer selection tool, select this, rocks, change the tint. We're going to make it a little bit less. There we go. That's perfect. That's all we need to do. So we'll zoom in, see what we're looking at here. We're going to, go back to our rocks, and I'm going to turn it. Hold shift. Oops, no, there we go. There we go. That's good. And then we're going to move it over to there. And then we're going to take some of this dirt over here. And then we're going to make it bigger. Go to our tint and change this down. So it's nowhere near as bright. And we're just going to make it bigger and just throw it here. And we're going to turn it just a little bit so it's not quite as, maybe. Okay. There we go. All right, so we got a couple different little dirt things. And again, I want to steer away from just going nuts. Because this is something that I can easily. So we're going to go to all. So now we're done with our rocks. Boom. And there we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted my bed rolls. So we're going to go to our bedroll. Boof. Right now it is, let's see, control, stop. I just want to see how big it is. It is 10 feet long. So it's a little smaller than that, so it needs to be, the height should be like 1.7. Keep the aspect ratio. There we go. All right, and now we'll just, because we've already tweaked it and changed it, I'm just going to duplicate it. There's 4 of them, I believe. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's 4. Let's check. I've slept and eaten, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. Okay. Five. All right, so now we just take all these layers are stacked on top of each other. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the lighting so we can see. Come on, what's going on here? Just taking its time. Control and L. Okay, interesting. All right, so here's what it's going to look like in the light. So we're going to take these, go back to our layers. We're going to go to our bed rolls, flip it, move it over here. Then we're going to take and I don't know if this works. I want to just turn it a little bit. Let's see, control. There we go. Okay, bedroll number 2. Flip. Bedroll number 3. Flip. Bedroll number 4. Flip. 2 of them are sort of together-ish. We're going to hold control and turn it a little bit. Back to bedroll 3. Hold control, turn it a little bit. And then the last one, flip. And hold control, and we'll turn it. There we go. And we will do no, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do campfire, because otherwise you get a lot of stuff. I like that one. I like this one. I'm actually thinking I'm going to just do this one. This one, because it's almost bedtime. It's late. So we'll put the campfire actually. Let's see. What just happened? Is that a token? It is. Okay, good. So I'll just put it over here. Make it a little bit smaller. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We'll say they put it away from the ledge, so that way they could have less chance of being seen. And I'm just going to put a small light, go to lighting. And I'm going to put a small light. I'm going to say it's a candle. Go here to add light. Preset. I'm going to make it a candle because it's been going for 8 hours. Click, boom. Bright and dim 10. Perfect. So now, enable lighting. See, there you go. You got your campfire and it's glowing. Just a little bit. Turn off lighting again. All right, and I think we're done. Because again, I don't want to go through a lot of this. I don't want to take a lot of time. And I can go down these things so badly. So what I want to do now is check our line of sight. Now, a quick and easy way of doing this is just to select. All right, so that one had, so the 2 tiles have line of sight. But if you'll notice, there's a lot of occluders. They put a lot of points in here because they follow it exact, and that's fine. I personally don't like having a lot of occluders, and that makes my point really well. What you can do is you can go here. By the way, I'm going to clean some of this up. Click Add Folder. I'm going to say Beds. Take all the beds and drop them into the beds. Close it. There you go. So it's a little cleaner. So you can take this, the tunnel, and duplicate paint layer as walls. And what it does is it'll sit and it'll add all the occluders just like it was there. Very quick and easy. If you're doing like a nice geometric shape with your walls, then I would definitely, and I do that myself because it's quick and easy. I don't prefer to use it this way just because it's going to add so many occluders. But that's just my personal preference. Will it still work? Absolutely. I also want this to be an area, not a wall. So we're going to go to walls first. We are no walls. We go to our line. We will move over. Actually, we're going to just extend this. I'm going to go ahead and close down my browser. I don't need to have that open. There we go. Zoom in just for a minute while we draw. We've got our line drawn. We've got our wall. We're on our tunnel, so we're going to add our line of sight to the tunnel itself, and that's fine. So you can, if you hold it, then you can draw yourself. Again, it makes too many occluders for me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go back here and get rid of some of this. Remove, 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 remove. Fantasy Ground is being a little weird. My computer's being weird. There we go. Boink, boink. There we go. All right, try this again. So we're going to go to our line. Wall. And we're just going to go click. Yeah, I may just call it if it's going to keep being difficult. Let's see. Click. There we go. Okay. Click. Click. Sorry, guys. All right, let's try this again. I'm not sure why all of a sudden it just started to hang up. Maybe a bunch of people in my house are now online. That might be the issue. Um, so plus I've been going for just over an hour and a half. So I am just going to call it here. And so that's what I'll be doing is I'll just be adding the occluders along the wall and making the bottom part either a pit or an effect. I mean, a thing right here, one of these terrains, because the terrain allows you to turn it on and off. So they'll be able to see down. The Quaggas won't be able to see up. Um, so I'll do that, and then I'm done. I'm just going to add the encounter to this, and we'll be all set for when they play. So thanks for hanging out with me, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out Drake and Atomic Hero Squad. That's Drake Takes, all together one word, on Twitch. And also, Atomic Hero Squad is Atomic_Hero Squad. Check them out. It's a lot of fun. If you want to see my stuff, check out Spencer77. Just search YouTube for it. You can see all my different playlists and see what whatever interests you and whatever else you do. Enjoy the rest of your day.